Welcome back to another edition of ACF411, the official podcast of the Allen County Fair. I'm your host, Russ Decker, and joining us in the podcast parlor, we call it a parlor because we're actually in the old milking parlor at the Allen County Fair on the north side of the dairy barn, so come by and say hi to us. We want to remind you before we get into this episode that you may be saying, hey, how do I watch or listen to the podcast? And you can do that anytime. You can listen to it anytime you want to on the iHeart app. And you can see it anytime you want to on YouTube. So we want to thank iHeart and YouTube for hosting our podcast. So joining me in the podcast parlor today, we have the Schaefer family. Now, when I saw that, you guys all know Kelly Cobble, who she is? Yeah, so Kelly put the list together, and she has it down as the Schaefer family. I thought we were going to have a country band. That's what I thought was going to come into the parlor. But instead, we have three lovely ladies, and they all have projects here at the Allen County Fair. And because you have the microphone, you get to go first. So introduce yourself and tell us what projects that you have here at the fair this week.
My name is Gwendolyn Schaefer. I show market birds, market chickens, and I did a medium woodworking project for the first time this year. And I think that's all that I show at the fair. And
how'd your chickens do?
Not good.
Not good?
I didn't even get pinned or any of that.
So answer this question. I'm not a chicken shower person, but I've heard. So do you actually have to hold the chicken upside down by its feet?
Yeah, we do.
Do they like that?
No. I don't think anyone does.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, I bet they're not too quiet about that, are they? They make a little...
No, not really.
So what are the judges looking for when they turn the chicken upside down?
Mostly a good chicken breast, because that's where most of the meat is. So they like it. I don't know how they like it. Depends on the judge, but they like a good breast that matches with both birds.
Okay, so that's true. You do flip it upside down, and
it's the best way to feel them. We do them at home when we're picking them out. We gotta flip them over because it's the best way to feel. You can do it while they're standing, but it's just it's uncomfortable because you can't feel it well because the bird's backing up because they don't like that. So it's best just to flip them.
And aren't they mean?
Some are, but they just eat, so that's for the most part.
All right, so the old story about like the chicken chasing a guy down the road probably not happen, or?
Not with these birds.
Okay.
Not with the birds we show.
Well, they're used to people, right? You're handling them quite a bit.
Yeah, we do handle them a lot.
Okay. Well, good. Well, we're glad to have you in the podcast. I'm going to have you pass the microphone down to these are both older sisters, right?
I'm the youngest.
Oh, you're the youngest.
I'm the youngest.
You're the baby.
Yes.
So, yeah, you do everything perfect because you're the baby of the family.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
So what are you showing this week?
I'm showing meat birds and a fancy rooster.
So, okay. Again, a lot of people who are watching the podcast, explain to us, what's a meat bird?
A meat bird is what you usually find at the stores, like your meat.
So is it ducks, chickens? These are chickens too, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so I knew somebody showed us a meat duck, and it was like it weighed too much for the wings, so it couldn't fly so that's why it's a meat duck. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Then what was your other project?
A fancy rooster.
So I imagine the rooster talks a lot.
Yes.
Just in the morning or all day?
All day.
All day. And keeps all the hens in line because he's yelling at them?
They have them separated, like they're in their categories, like roosters, and then they have the fancies.
So I'm guessing that's a noisy part of the barn if you've got all the roosters together, because they probably don't like one another, do they?
Nope, they do not.
Yeah, I'm guessing, yeah. So that's not where you take naps in the poultry barn, is with the roosters?
Nope.
No. How'd your birds do?
They did pretty good.
Yeah?
None of them, no ribbons, but...
So how much work is it to do a rooster or a chicken project?
Just depends on how much you want to hold them, how much you want to care for them.
So you're both doing birds. Do you have a poultry farm that you live on? Is that?
No, not really.
It's just your projects make it look like a poultry farm.
Yes.
I got you. Okay. Why don't you pass the microphone? Now we have the oldest sister, the wise sister, right?
Yes.
So what projects do you have at the fair?
So I do meat birds, and then I also did a woodworking project.
Okay, so we've talked a little bit about the birds. Let's talk about woodworking. So
yes.
What interested you in working with wood?
Well, it was an assignment for an FFA class because me and her do FFA at our school. And one of the assignments we had was doing a woodworking project. And we had the opportunity to bring it here to just to show it off, and we did.
All right, so which FFA chapter was that?
This is the Allen East FFA.
Allen East.
Yes.
Okay, that's a big chapter, isn't it?
It's growing. It really
Yeah.
is. Yep.
Yeah, it is a growing chapter over there. You hear a lot about Allen East FFA. So talk about your project. Well, what'd you make?
I made a bench.
Okay, was it?
Yeah.
I mean, anything special about your bench, or just a bench?
It was just a bench. The legs were crisscrossed. I got to burn it. I got to burn wood for the first time, which was really cool. I'd never done that before. So that was a cool, thing to learn.
Yeah. So you're the oldest. You said you were 18?
I'm 18, yes.
So did you just graduate? You're a senior or?
No, I am a senior this year.
Senior this year? Do you know what you want to do after school?
No, I do not. Nope. I don't want to go to college, but I want to work. So
But you're thinking about starting a chicken farm?
probably not, no.
Probably not.
No.
You learned that much from FFA that you decided you don't want to raise chickens?
Yeah, well, it just depends on the chickens. The meat birds, you only have, this is a 7-week project for the fair. And those 7 weeks are, the first 2 weeks you have the birds, they're adorable, they're so cute, fluffy. And then after that, you don't want to touch them again because they're just that disgusting. But, I don't know.
And how'd your bird do?
They did all right. They didn't get penned this year, which is all right. There's over 200 birds there, so it's very hard to do really good there. But
So it seems like there's a lot more birds this year than in the last couple of years. Is that
yes,
right?
Yes, there has been a lot more.
Yeah. So do you think it's just because it's a 7-week project instead of a 12-month project that makes it popular?
Yep. And I think this is the only project you earn money from. It's not a big animal, so you don't have to feed it as much, and you don't have to pay that much. And I think that's why a lot of people do it.
Well, that's true, because if you're going to get, what's the average pen of chickens go for? Or is it a pen of chickens?
Yes, there's 2 chickens. 2 chickens equals a pen.
Probably $300 or $400.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Yep.
$300-$500, somewhere in there.
Yep.
And again, it's 7 weeks project. What's a brand new chicken cost you?
I think they were $2. I think they were $2. So $2 a bird.
Wow. Well, that's a pretty good markup there. Yeah. Now, of course, you had to feed them and spend time with them. And
Yep.
so for somebody who's listening and they've never done a livestock project and they've never been in 4-H or FFA or anything, and they're thinking about, well, this was neat at the fair. We saw those projects. What's involved? If you decide today you're sitting down with mom and dad and going, I'd like to have a chicken next year in the fair, talk us through the process. What do they have to do? Any of you?
Well, they gotta get their coop first, their pen to keep the raccoons and coyotes out. We actually everyone apparently had a bit of trouble with coons this year. 5 of our chickens got eaten by a coon, so you gotta find a safe place to keep the animals out with a heat lamp, because when they're babies, you need to constantly have a heat lamp on them. But when they get older, you can turn it into just a normal light so they keep eating through the night. Feed, water, and you need to find a place to get food. We get ours nutritional and 20%, what you find at Tractor Supply. And then you raise the percentage every so often.
Okay. But it does sound like a lot of work. It's not just take the chicken home and dump some cereal in a box and there you go, right?
Yeah, just keep it in the cardboard box.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a bit, and we took over after our cousin, and we had the setup already, so it was pretty easy to just pick up the mantle after that.
Great. So I always like to wrap up the interviews on a fun note. So this will be one. I want you to tell me, because the fair is not just all about the barns, right? There's a big part of this fair that's about fair food. So passing the mic, we'll start on this end, but your favorite fair food and why?
I think I'm gonna have to go with the caramel apples place right over here, right across from the interview. It's always our favorite. And we've gotten to know the people there so much that it's just always a good time to visit.
So we'll give them a
Just
commercial.
right there, Joyce's homemade.
Caramel sauce over apples or bananas. That's your favorite place?
Yep,
for
we
fair
always have a
food?
good time
All right.
there.
We'll see what your sister's favorite fair food is.
Mine has to be the giant pretzels. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I know where you're at.
Whenever they're warm, they're always so good. And
All right. So we've got apples and bananas, and we've got pretzels. What are we going to top it off with?
The Red Barn, or it's not the Red Barn anymore. Blue Barn.
Oh, Buckland Acres.
Yes, that is always a good place. I go.
Brian Fisher's place over
Yes,
there. Yes,
yep.
you all know Brian, right?
Yes, we are not country neighbors, but we live really close to him. Yep. So we see him a lot, and we know.
So of
him.
all the stuff Brian has over there, what's your favorite?
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger, yeah. I just had a bologna sandwich for lunch from there, so pretty good stuff.
Yep.
Ladies, thank you. Have a great time at the fair for the rest of the week. We're on day 5 of 9, so we're halfway there, right? And then you have to clean up and all that kind of stuff, right? So, all right, have a great Allen County Fair. We'll see you all at the fair, and we'll be back with another edition of ACF 411 after this.